I'm Maggie Yvonne if you're new. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the family. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. So today's video, I did want to talk all about eyeshadow. We're going to walk through this look right here. I love purple and I love green, and I wanted to create a makeup look combining these colors, but I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to talk about eyeshadow, talk about my techniques and all those things, because we are blending two unlikely colors. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the video. Hi ladies and gents, so let's get into the video. I am just going to speed through my base. I will do a video more in depth about, why I apply my base the way I do and why I use the products that I do. But for now, as you can see, I started off with some foundation. I sprayed it with the setting spray, and now I'm going in with my concealer just to, highlight the inner part of my face. I'm also using that same concealer as a prep for my eye for the eyeshadow, as well as to carve out my eyebrows. So this is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Deep, and this is one of my favorites. I love that product. So yeah, that's what I'm using, and I am highlighting above my eyebrows as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this Real Techniques brush to just blend everything out and make sure I have a really nice finish. Again, I said it before, I really do like this brush. I like the way that it blends out. I got some concealer in my brows, so I'm just taking some time to clean that up and make sure that looks the way I want it to. But I'm going to go back in and just blend this concealer out. It really does a beautiful job, like I said before, and it doesn't pick up too much of the product. So I really like this brush. So if you haven't tried it, go ahead and get it. It's only about like $7. I picked mine up from Ulta, and it's truly something that I definitely am glad to have as a staple in my makeup kit. I also go and use my I go back and forth with the brush and still using my beauty blender. So I'm using that just to get up closer to the under part of my eye where my lower lid is. And then I'm going to go in and set that with some translucent powder, and this is the Laura Mercier in the color, or in the shade Translucent Honey. So I'm going to set my eyes, and then I'm going to do a little bit of baking. So I'm adding a little bit more powder than is required to just set the face. So that's what you see me doing here. And then we'll get into the eyeshadow portion shortly. So first, I'm going to start off with my transitional color, and I'm using like a soft brown color because I still want you to see some color on my lid, but I don't want it to be too jarring because I am going to use some colors on my actual lid. So I don't want my transitional color to be, too out there. So I'm just starting in with this pretty brown color. It's like a soft brown, almost kind of brick color, and I'm just using that so that the shadows will blend really nicely. Now this portion right here, I'm adding this really pretty purple color to my outer V, and the outer V is known as like that outer portion of your mobile lid. So it stretches up. If you were to make like a V in that shape, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm using this purple shadow, and I'm just going to slightly bring it in a little bit, but I'm not gonna bring it all the way into like my inner corner. But I'm going back and forth, and that's one thing I do want to mention about eyeshadows. It takes a minute to like really learn how to apply them, but also to get them to look the way you want them to. Don't be fooled to think that you just go in and you just put the shadow down and that's it. Now I'm going in with this pretty metallic green color, and I'm using that on the inner portion of my eye, and then I'm blending it to the purple. So as you can see, like, I just put that on and I kind of looked up. That's going to give me a guide to see how when I naturally like open and close my eyes, how and where the shadow is going to land. So that's how I use you know, that technique or that trick to do that. So when I'm applying eyeshadow, if I don't go too far up, to ensure that, you know, when my eyes are in this position, when I'm looking down, it looks really nice, as well as when I'm, you know, looking up. So then I'm going to go back to the purple shade and I'm building up that color, but kind of mixing it with the green, and I'm doing that on both sides. But as you can see, it's clearly like purple and then green. We want to fix that. We don't want a really harsh line between the two, so I'm going back between the two colors and blending them. Now some people will use, and I've done this too, you will use like a lighter color purple or a lighter color green or something to mesh the two colors together. But because I was only working out of one palette and there wasn't a complementary color to blend the two, I just decided to blend the two on their own. Now you see me opening my eyes, and I'm just making sure that the color is as vibrant as I want it to be, so that when my eyes are open and I'm looking ahead, it still gives that wow factor. Now I'm going in with the original brush that I had to put on my transitional color without adding any more color, and just smoothing that out, but then using a brush with no color or nothing on it just to make sure everything is blended. Now I'm going in and I'm just going to add some liner. I like to start off with my liner pretty thin and build it up as I see fit, because it's so much easier to add liner than it is to remove it. And of course you don't want to get all the way to this point and then add too much liner and ruin your look, or you know, your look not to turn out how you envisioned. So that's what you see me doing here, just checking to see that they look the way I want them to and they are as symmetrical as possible. And again, it's easier to add liner than it is to remove it. So just taking my time with that, kind of stamping it on my eye, because I really want the shadows to pull through. I want them to pop. I don't want the liner to overtake the eye look and you won't be able to see the eye look. So that's what I'm doing here, and then I'm going to just clean up that liner on the outer edge, because sometimes, you know, you may go a little bit over, or you just want them to be just so and even. So that's a trick I use as well. That was the brush that I used to outline my brows. It still had a bit of concealer on it, and I just used that to clean up my eyeliner. Now I'm going in with this lash. It's by House of Lashes. I picked these up at Sephora, and these are easy to apply, but I wanted to make sure they were more on the natural side, but they weren't too, you know, va-va-voom that they would take over the look, and again, that you wouldn't be able to see the eyeshadow. They gave just enough drama, just enough oomph to the look without overtaking it, so that you did all this beautiful eyeshadow, you spent all this time perfecting it, but you won't be able to see it. So then I'm going in with this blush. It's by MAC. It's called Love Thing, and it's in between like a pink and a purplish color. So that's what I used on my cheeks. And then I'm going in with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder and just making sure to have everything all blend together. Well, I started to go in with my Micro Smooth powder, but then I was like, oh, I need to bronze a little bit more. So I was bronzing, then, you know, contouring a bit of my nose, and then I'm going to go in with my Sephora powder just to make sure everything is blended and I don't have, you know, lines everywhere where you can see concealer, bronzer, you know, cheek highlight, or, you know, blush. I want everything to just like kind of melt into one another. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel out. It helps get my videos and my channel out to more eyeballs, and I really would appreciate that. Over here, we share beauty, we share lifestyle, and inspirational content. So like, yeah, we're trying to grow the family. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Make sure you're hitting all notifications so that you can be notified when my videos go live. My new videos go live every Tuesday and every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. But if you're feeling like Megan, it's spring, we about to be outside, we about to be doing all the things, and I'm not gonna remember that, go ahead and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, we still have time. If you haven't already, I did apply for the Sephora partnership program, so I'll leave the link down below if you would like to leave a testimonial for me about how my channel has inspired your content or inspired you and all those good things. I'll leave the link down below. I so appreciate it if you do that for me. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah! Bye!